Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. So I wanted to do a quick video on my personal belief of why I think Bitcoin is better than gold. And I'm not talking about from a perspective of which I think is going to go up more in price when stock markets go down or anything like that. I'm just talking about the fundamental use case for Bitcoin and gold. So I've got this Forbes article here. Bitcoin is better than gold for one simple reason. I actually, this isn't the reason that I'm talking about. This was just just an article that came up. Obviously, Forbes is a pretty well known publication, but basically their reason is that obviously there's an X amount of gold supply, but new Bitcoin supply goes down, obviously because we know about the halving and how much, and there will only ever be about just over 17 million Bitcoin ever. The amount that gets mined, so the inflation on the market goes down every few years, and also Bitcoin are simply lost as well. People send them to wrong addresses, they lose their keys. I mean, that is deflationary on the supply of Bitcoin, but that is not the reason that I think Bitcoin is better than gold. Right, this is the reason that I think it is. We've obviously got a problem with the current financial system and the way the current economics and the way the world is currently run, and that problem is fundamentally the manipulated money supply. So central banks, they keep rates too low. Central banks can print more money if they want. They can, through the banking system, they can commit whatever frauds. I mean, they may not be called frauds because they're basically in charge, so they don't call it fraud, but there's a manipulation on what goes on. Right, so once you accept that assumption, you then say, okay, then so what can we use as a money supply? So then obviously people first look at gold, and yeah, gold would be a great money supply. It has been a great money supply in the past. But the problem is that it still has to be looked after by somebody, by an institution. It still has to be like kept track of, still has to be stored. You have to know that your gold is your gold, and then how can you just transact on a day-to-day basis with gold if you're going to do it actually with the physical gold? I mean, that you have to rule that out for a start. So then you have to then have some sort of place that stores the gold. And then I'm laughing when I'm saying this because it's just ridiculous. So like a place that stores the gold, and then you then obviously transfer over like paper claims for your gold for someone else's services and back and forth, and therein lies the error. I mean, therein lies the problem, that you just can't trust humans to do that. You can't trust the bankers. I mean, that's how the original system did start. The gold back currencies, and obviously using gold first, and then gold back currencies as in a paper note backed by gold, and then they just thought, oh, we'll get rid of this gold box. It's a bit it's basically limiting our power to basically do whatever we want. So this brings us to Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, every person themselves can have their own wallet for their own Bitcoin, store their own Bitcoin, transact in small as whatever size transactions they want. So like, you can't break gold up, but you can basically give someone one Satoshi. You don't have to trust anybody to look after your Bitcoin. You just have to trust yourself to remember your keys. You don't have to have anyone's permission to send the transaction. You can't be blocked, etc. I mean, those things are secondary, like the fact that no one can stop you do whatever you want with it. But the main thing, what I think Bitcoin is better, is that you can store, you can hold, you are basically the vault for your Bitcoin, and you are not trusting anybody else other than yourself with that. And that can never be the case with gold. You do have to have some sort of trust, and in a higher power. I'm not getting religious on you guys there, but you do have to have some trust in an institution, a financial, a government institution, somebody to basically look after the gold that apparently is yours. You can't, if you hold it yourself, I mean, that's someone could come and take it off you. You can't exactly break it up to use it to spend, so that isn't an option. So the only option is someone else to hold it for you, and that isn't, basically is what I'm saying, isn't an option. It's the decentralized nature of Bitcoin, how every transaction is there on the blockchain. Nobody can print more of it, nobody can do anything. So Bitcoin, it is the soundest form of money. It is fully it's fully capped in its supply, predictably capped in its supply. There's no messing about with it there. But again, fundamentally, the main thing is you just have your wallet, either a hardware wallet or even on a website. I mean, if you want to take that risk, but you don't have to take that risk. You could obviously only have so much on like an exchange or a website, in inverted commas, an online wallet or something, or you could keep the rest in a hard wallet. And yeah, so that is my point here, guys, is that it's just, we can't, when we have to, and we are going to have to go back to a different system. And I'm telling you now, they don't want to go onto a gold system, but they are going to have to go onto a gold system first. But then people are, well, either what's going to happen, they're going to see they're still manipulating this gold system, the gold isn't there, the gold's owned by someone else. Or they're then just going to go back onto a gold system to try and get some credibility in their crappy fiat system, and then they're going to basically shift off the gold system again in say like a few decades when you've all forgotten about it. But again, I mean, this isn't sustainable going forwards, and I personally don't think that's how it will play out. So yeah, Bitcoin definitely better than gold. I mean, the market will eventually, I think, vote with its feet. Younger people are obviously increasingly more online based, digital based. They're more aware of Bitcoin, they're more using Bitcoin, they're more having Bitcoin. The Bitcoin price, this is separate to the fundamentals that I'm talking about, but assuming the Bitcoin price does go up, that is going to draw more attention to it. People are going to want to use it, hold it, and it's just going to become more mainstream. It's becoming a lot more mainstream anyway, since obviously the days of Mt. Gox, where most people lost their Bitcoin, or a lot of people lost their Bitcoin. But yeah, this is how I think it will work going forward. So this is why I do try and make a distinction between me saying, oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to be a way better investment than gold, because I'm not talking about as an investment, because in this fully corrupt, financialized world we live in with the banksters, that I fully expect them to try and manipulate the Bitcoin price down in much exactly the same way it is alleged they do with gold and silver, which I say allegedly, but I think they actually do, because they have to keep gold prices, precious metal prices down, because if they start to go up, they basically are signaling to the market a loss of confidence in their fiat currency system. So will be the same for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does keep going up and people start using it, and then it keeps going up and then more people start using it, that again is signifying a loss of confidence in their system, and people are wanting to use another system. So it's something to think about, guys. But yeah, I'm just putting my thoughts out there. But yeah, so like I say, I'm not trying to say anything about whether I think Bitcoin will outperform gold in their fiat currency benchmark, because like I said, it's very likely they're going to go to a gold standard, I think, or go back to some sort of a gold standard, back to devaluing the dollar against gold, back to doing something against gold and not Bitcoin, because as much as they hate gold, for the reasons that I'm telling you why Bitcoin is better, they hate Bitcoin more, believe me. But anyway, so this is Dan from Trading with Dan. Hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, if you know anyone else that might like the sound of this Bitcoin video. But anyway, so thanks for listening, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.